afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hello. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, August the 18th, 2021. It is Hump Day, and we are almost at the end of the week. And I hope everyone has had a good day so far. Today, I want to talk about, I'm going to get real a little bit. I got to get back into the news, get back into politics, get back into what a lot of people are or are not doing. But I want to talk about vaccine boosters. So that's kind of been the hot topic for the last week, especially over the weekend. And will you get one? If you've been vaccinated, will you get one? And are they needed to get the world back on track? I, for one, am fully vaccinated. I, for one, intend to get a booster. And, you know, I believe that if the world could just, everyone just got vaccinated, at least 90%, if 90% of this world were vaccinated, we can probably crush COVID. But now we have all these other variants that are popping up, and it's just not cool. We're not going to get rid of anything if we're not going to get rid of it. We're not going to get rid of anything if people don't get vaccinated. I mean, that's my feelings, and it's become a political thing, which it did not need to be. But certain people made it political, and this is where we are. Um, what's interesting to me is a lot of these anti-vaxxers who don't want to get vaccinated. They're either dying. I'm sorry, but I have no sympathy there. Or they're getting very sick, and they're taking up space in the hospital. Now, it's really getting to the point where in the ICU, that if you get hurt or, you have a serious accident, there's no room for you because you have people in the hospital who have COVID. And these are people who aren't vaccinated. So now we're past vaccinations and now we're talking about boosters. So what are you going to do? What choice are you going to make? You know, um, Again, I personally think that, people need to get the booster shots, but you have to have had the shot first. So let's back up 10, 20, 30 years. Let's back up to, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, when polio shots were being given. And polio was pretty much eradicated. You were told to get a polio shot and you went and you got the polio shot. Um, and if any race of people should not want to get vaccinated, it's black folks, because we've been poked and prodded and, some of everything on us. But, before you just got vaccinated, every year you went to, get a physical. And if you needed a vaccination, whatever, you got the vaccination. It wasn't a big deal, but COVID has become so politicized, that it's just ridiculous to the point of it's just being ridiculous. You know, I remember when smoking, smoking, when you couldn't, smoke in buildings anymore. I remember when the seatbelt law came out. It wasn't the way it is now. It wasn't where I'm not going to wear a seatbelt. I'm if I have to wear a seatbelt, you're infringing on my liberty. You know, just put on the damn seatbelt. you know, you can't smoke in buildings. Go outside. But now, it's just gotten to the point where, you're talking about a pandemic. You're talking about, not only if you don't care about your neighbor's life, you care about yours. You care about the fact that, when you go out every day, that the people that you're around who think like you could be carrying this disease and you're bringing it home to your children. And now, you know, everyone said, oh, only older people get it, only if you're over 60, whatever. But they were wrong. There were so many things about this, you know, disease that is that they got wrong. So let's make it right. They are literally canceling surgeries for people who need them. They're canceling them because they have no place to put them. They can't go to the ICU. They're full. And again, I say they're full of people who are unvaccinated. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I say if you're unvaccinated and you need to go to the hospital, that you're that sick where you have to go to the hospital, I'm sorry. You don't get in. Unless you show proof of vaccination, you don't get in. But if you were vaccinated, you probably wouldn't be that sick where you had to go to the hospital. So you're denying someone else who was in that car crash, who had a heart attack, whatever. You're denying them a bed because you chose to be selfish, because you said, I'm not going to get the shot, then all of a sudden you're sick. I need help. Sorry, I have no sympathy for you. None. Hello, shy lady. I see you're here.
Hey,
So, what would you like to say, if anything?
yeah, I was reading about this vaccine, this new one
The
that
booster?
the booster, and from what I understand, it has not been approved yet. FDA has not approved it, but I'm not in a rush to go. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not in a rush to go get it, and it's been. I got my shot in April,
Was
so
that well they say get the booster 8 months after your second shot.
right. So I don't know what, because it'll be 6 months for me in October. So I'm not sure by the end of the year what will be their stand as far as FDA approved or whatever. Because I mean, by the end of the year, I will definitely be at 8 months. Come December or whatever, I'll be at 8 months since I had my last shot. Because I had the Moderna where you get the tube. So my final one was I think second week in April or something. But I'm not really sure. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in a rush, especially if it's not FDA approved. I'm not running to go get something anytime sooner than the 6 months anyway. But even after 8 months, and if they still saying that they don't know where they stand with it, I'm not gonna go out and get it.
But
That's just me.
now me, I'm on the flip side. I said that I was going to get it, and my sister and I were talking about the booster yesterday. Um, Before the show yesterday, and she was saying how one of her friends, when they first started talking about boosters, said that she was just going to go ahead and get it. And I guess her friend, I guess she got it, I guess about a week ago or something. But I'm under the impression that a booster is just, instead of getting two shots, you're just getting one.
That's what I was thinking. It's just
So
one shot. It's a
right,
booster.
it's just
Yeah.
one shot, and then for the
Uh-huh.
FDA approval, what I'm understanding is not whether or not the shot is going to harm you or not, is whether or not it's going to protect you, you know, further down the road. So that's why I don't care about getting it, because even if I get one shot,
Mm-hmm.
it's just one regular shot. It's just one of two.
Mm-hmm.
you know and when you look at the flu shot, because I get my flu shot every year. It's a different shot every year because the strain of the flu change. It mutates into something else. But what's concerning me are these new variants that are coming out. You have the
Mm-hmm.
alpha uh, um, variant that came out. You have what is it? Is alpha? I think they have omega. They're all Greek, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, okay.
but it's all these variants, that are coming out, and that's the thing that scares me. It isn't the shot. It's these variants that are coming out, and they're going to continue to mutate more and more if we still keep having these waves and what have you. Because we already have, what do you call it, Delta Plus.
Yeah, there's all kind of stuff coming out. You're right.
So the shot is not, so I'm not worried about the shot and the what do you call it, the FDA. I'm worried about these variants, and here it is. It's alpha, which was first identified in the UK, beta first identified in South Africa, delta identified in India, and gamma identified in Japan and Brazil.
Oh, that's several.
Yes, it is. It
I'm thinking
is.
I'm thinking it's only like three. Actually, I'm only thinking it was really one because only I've been hearing about is the Delta one. But I had
Right.
no
But
idea
when
that there was Alpha and Beta and all that. I had no
you know,
idea.
but when Delta first came out, people were like, oh, okay, whatever. And then it's like, oh, it's just in India. But it's a pandemic. It's and they say that these variants are just going to get worse and worse and worse. So now they have Delta Plus, but now they're concerned about these other ones. And I will actually send you this article, but it's very interesting. So I'm like, if I can get a booster, I'm getting it. Because
Hmm.
there's still too many people out there who are not vaccinated. I mean, when you look at what happened in LA over the weekend, you're going to stab someone. You're at a rally, you're at an anti-vax rally, and you're going to stab someone. Really? You're going to
It's
stab a
crazy.
reporter?
That's
And
crazy.
tell him to take off his mask. And what I don't understand is the people who are not vaccinated, when they come and I'm going to say this, when they come to attack you, because that is what they are doing. They're not peaceful protesters as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, but they aren't. Why do they always say, take off your mask, take off your mask? Why do I have to take off my mask? What? Why does my mask offend you so much?
Yeah, what purpose does that serve by even saying that?
I mean, I don't get it. But these same people who want to have their freedoms and their liberty and their, First Amendment, Second Amendment rights and what have you, are the same people who are making it where you cannot have your First Amendment and Second Amendment rights, because more and more doors are being closed to the unvaccinated. More and more restaurants across the country and places and venues are saying, unless you show proof of vaccination, you're not getting in. Period.
Well, a lot of these companies are big companies.
Hmm.
Fortune 500s are telling their people, if you plan on coming back to the office, make sure you're vaccinated. If you're not, don't come.
and those I know are being challenged in court, whatever.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
but I have a rule that if you want to, come to my house, which I don't have a lot of people in my house, um, I want to see proof of vaccination, And like I said, the other day that, a friend got mad at me because I said that, but this is my house. I can say whatever the hell
Exactly.
I want.
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
Yep.
I don't want to be around you if you're not vaccinated. You know, you
You
know,
know, some people are just hard headed. They have to learn the hard way. My daughter told me that one of her good friends' mother, just a couple of days ago, found out over the weekend she's has pneumonia and COVID,
oh my
and
goodness.
on a ventilator. She's been traveling in Florida, going all over the place, and refused to get vaccinated. Now look at her. Now she's on a ventilator in the hospital.
So pneumonia and COVID. I mean,
She has both.
so was she at least vaccinated or no?
Never,
Wow.
no, not vaccinated at all. And that was my question. I'm like, and she works around kids. I'm like, why wouldn't she get vaccinated? Why not?
Well, honestly, if I worked around children, um, even if COVID wasn't around, I would still get my flu shot. And not to say because I feel that I would bring, the flu or cold or COVID to them, but
Hmm.
children, I mean, they're kids. They touch their nose, they touch their mouth, they touch this, they touch that. Children are big spreaders of germs.
Absolutely,
So
they are.
if you're around children, why would you not want to be vaccinated? Hello, crazy lady. Why would you not want to be vaccinated? And now you have in Florida, you have what, four teachers passed away from COVID.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So
And that governor.
don't get me started on
Same as the
DeSantis.
one in Texas. Same
I
as the one in
know, I
Texas.
know, I know. Unfortunately, you have to deal with you
Yes,
have to deal with
unfortunately,
Abbott.
unfortunately.
But I don't know. I mean, just take politics out of it, and can we just get vaccinated, put on a mask, and just I mean, when I went to get my yearly physical back in June, my doctor told me that she did not have one case of the flu all winter, not one. And
Interesting.
she said that she thought that it was because people were wearing masks. And when you look at the numbers, that's what they were saying, that the cases of flu went down drastically. And they think it's because people were wearing masks. Me personally, I'm going to continue to wear a mask. When SARS started, back in what 2004 in China, and the Chinese government said everybody put on a mask, and they were able to pretty much crush it, whatever. But they continued wearing masks. It just became second habit to them, whatever. And I don't see anything wrong with it, especially, if I fly or whatever, I am going to have on a mask because when you think about it, you're in that cabin breathing everybody else's air. I'm already a germaphobe as it is, know. So, but I don't know. I am tired of COVID. I'm tired of hearing about COVID. I'm tired of people talking about it. Yeah, here I am talking about it. But it's going to be a conversation until we do something about it.
Unfortunately, you're right. It is going
And,
to be a conversation, and it
you
might
know,
be for years to come.
yes, yes, and I think the conversation is going to be there because of the people who do not want to take the steps to help get rid of it, which are the unvaccinated and the people who don't want to wear masks. And I don't know. I don't know. You know, um, I I don't know. When you cannot, I go back to the ICUs where you cannot just go in for a regular surgery, or like I said, you're in a car accident or something and there's no room for you because all of the beds are taken up by people who have COVID, and 99% of those people who are there are unvaccinated people. I'm sorry, it's mean of me to say this, but again, I say kick them out. Sorry, go home. you know, if you need a vent, breathe through a paper bag. I don't know, but it's not right for, that you're preventing other people who need help, because you chose to do what you did. And how many times are we hearing on the news where people are saying, "Oh, I have COVID, please um get vaccinated. It isn't worth it. It isn't worth it." And the thing that scares me about COVID is, okay, you get it and you get over it, but they have that lasting COVID or that long-term COVID where, because it attacks your lungs, and people who have COVID. I mean, I know people who had COVID, before the vaccines and stuff came out. And, almost a year later, they're saying that they still have a hard time breathing. And think of getting COVID when you're young. You shouldn't be dealing with lung problems when it's something that could have been prevented. So I am going to ask Crazy Lady, do you have any opinions? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? You think I'm in the middle? You think I should be quiet? What do you think? If you want to join the conversation. Let me see if my call in is on. And my call-in button is on. So if you would like to join the conversation, Crazy Lady, you are more than welcome. So, Shy Lady, let me ask you, do you know anyone who has had, hold on, I am wrestling a dog. Okay. I know how that is when you're dealing with your dog. Shy Lady, do you know anyone who has had COVID?
Surprisingly, my 17-year-old son had it last year. He got
That's
COVID.
right. That's right. That's right. Okay. And how long did it take him to get over it?
About 5 days.
And he
Actually,
got, and is that the one, is that the where he got it from somebody playing basketball, one of his basketball
yep,
people?
yep,
Okay.
yep. So what happened is this child never gets sick, ever. He's the kind of kid who never get sick. Go to school, never get anything. So even though he was, at home as far as classes, he was going into the gym, practicing and having basketball games. But the classroom was online, and all of a sudden he was saying, "Oh, my head hurts really bad." Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. He was saying, "My head hurts really bad. I got a stuffy nose. I don't feel good." And we were like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" No sooner after he said that, we get an email from the coach saying, from the school rather, saying, "Oh, there's a kid who tested positive on the basketball team. Just be aware." And then it just being dawned on us, okay, and the kid who happened to have it is the kid he was guarding, who's actually in his face. So we were like,
Okay.
okay, we're going to go get you tested. Sure enough, that same day when we got the email, we went and got him tested, and he tested positive. Um, they said, and I'm thinking, 'cause it was kind of, this was last year around, I want to say November, and, or not, I want to say it was around December. And I'm thinking to myself, because I didn't know really anything about like treatment for it or whatever, I'm thinking he can get stuff. And they were like, when he went and got tested, they were like, there's nothing we can give him. I'm like, there's nothing you can give him. And they were like, no, there's nothing we can give him. I'm like, well, what is he supposed to do? Oh, he can take Tylenol and all that. I'm like, oh my God. So about day 2 after he got tested, his sense of taste and smell left. He was still not feeling well, and then about 2 or 3 days later, he was eating some food and said, "I taste again," and I was so grateful because that was the worst of it. That was a
Well,
work.
it's interesting because a friend of mine that I was talking to on Saturday, she had COVID last year, and she said she still cannot. She still is not able to smell or taste anything.
That's unfortunate because my daughter has uh, some friends her age, 25. They had it last year, and one of them out of the four that caught it, they live in another town. They don't live in Dallas near us. They live in Houston, so she's not around them. But she did see them like shortly after they had it, several months, and they told her recently that the one out of the four is still having problems with smelling and tasting.
Okay, all right. Well, crazy lady, I'm opening it up to you. You said that your daughter got it.
Yeah, my daughter, she called me and she lives over in Sandpoint, Idaho, and she got it. And because I was kind of curious, I said, "So how sick are you, Jade?" And she goes, "Well, Mom, it's like I got like a little bit of a tummy ache." She goes, "I'm tired." She goes, "I slept." She said she slept for 3 days, and then she was okay. She said, then she was, slow getting around, but she, recovered. And, my daughter's never sick. She's like me. We're very rarely are we ever sick.
So let me ask you. So do you believe in vaccines, and would you get the booster?
No, because it's not FDA approved.
Okay, that's what Shy Lady just said. So okay, so you're saying no on the booster, or you will, or are you
No,
vaccinated? If I can ask.
no, I'm not vaccinated. Though I have a card that says I am
Okay, why are you not vaccinated?
because it's not FDA approved. I mean, it's just it to me it just seems just a little odd that COVID came out. They didn't have a cure. They didn't have like a vaccine or anything like that. And all of a sudden they have one and they mass produced it all under a year. I ain't never seen anything governmental that ever worked that fast ever in my life. Ever. It just
Well,
seems a little weird to me.
well, actually, if you go back to, I don't want to, how I'm trying to figure out how I can say this. If you go back to some of the um
Earlier
vaccines.
dates.
No,
Hmm.
just things that
Oh,
were, given to black people, because we were used as test objects for a
yeah.
lot of stuff that's come out,
So were the
whatever.
Native
But
Indians.
but at the same time, you know, I'm sorry, but I just think that, FDA approval, exactly what does that mean? Because when you look
Well,
at
that
stuff that is FDA approved, the FDA approved gives they stamp the minimal, what can you produce, or what can you put out there that will pass the minimal qualifications.
yeah.
And it has been proven that people who have been vaccinated, you know um they're not getting sick the way these other people are getting sick.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry. I have to disagree
When
with
I
you
go
on not
when I
getting
go into
vaccinated.
town, I do social distancing and I wear a mask because I am not vaccinated. You know, to me, I'm not
Oh,
around enough people.
so you don't have a problem with not wearing a mask?
No, I'll wear a mask. Yeah, when I have concerts out here, so because I'm not vaccinated, when I walk the dog amongst the crowd, I'm wearing a mask.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think that it's fair for you to have, I'm only saying this because you mentioned it. So
Right.
do you think it's fair for you to have a vaccination card even though you're not vaccinated?
um, in a way, yes, and in a way, no.
Okay.
I say yes because uh, I follow precautions and stuff, and I'm not out to infect the rest of the world. And if a person's already vaccinated and they can't get it again, what are they worried about? You know what I mean? If I get sick, if I get COVID and I get sick, I'm not going to go to the hospital and go, poor me, hook me up to something. I'm sick. I'm just, I'm going to do anytime I've gotten sick. Uh, Isolate myself so I don't infect the world and get over it.
So do
You
you
know,
have the card because there are places where you go, you have to show proof of vaccination?
yes, yes,
Okay,
and
now see, I would have a problem with that because before you came on, I was telling Shiley that even though I don't have a lot of visitors in my house,
mhm.
um, you know, I was talking to someone who, is still upset with me because I said that, she wanted to come over. And I said, well, do you have proof of vaccination?
Vaccination.
And she said no, and she said, well, it's just the two of us. And if we're, I'm like, I don't care. The
Right.
fact that, and she's not vaccinated. And I know she's not. And the fact that you're not vaccinated and you still want to come into my home, no, no. I mean, whether or not I'm vaccinated or not, it's like, in that case, there should be, and again, this may sound stupid, but in that case, there should be restaurants for people who are vaccinated and people who aren't. And you have those restaurant
Yeah.
owners out there who say they don't want vaccinated people in their restaurant. They only want, they don't want to wear masks. They don't want to do anything. They are
Uh-huh.
only allowing unvaccinated people. I'm like, okay, all the unvaccinated people go there, all the vaccinated people go here. And, you know, I
It.
mean, and I feel the same way, when it comes to schools. And I don't want to sound racist or anything, but it offends me that when, and I'm getting off topic here, it offends me that you have schools where if you don't speak English, um then the rest of the class can't move forward because they're waiting for this particular child or these particular children to catch up. If you need to go to a non-English speaking school, then you create your own school and you have schools for Spanish speaking people.
Yep. I'm.
Chinese people. Chinese people do it all the time. They have their own schools and they speak Chinese, whatever. You have Jewish people who speak Yiddish, whatever, and they have their own schools. It bothers me that one reason why, in my opinion, that, and I'm getting way off topic, that the school systems have gone down is because we're too busy with No Child Left Behind. Well, maybe those children should be left behind and they need to be put here, and you deal with this over here and everyone else can move forward.
Yep. Have like a special, like, I don't know, a special class where if all you can speak is Spanish, then maybe they should
Then,
have like one teacher like teaching the Spanish kids in a room somewhere, teaching them English.
well, not even teaching them. They don't even have to learn English. They can still learn math and everything else, but they
Well,
just do it
yeah.
in Spanish. And that's where I come back to the whole thing with the vaccination is people who are vaccinated go in this group, the unvaccinated go in this group, and that's it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, because like, uh, what they say to cheat that eventually everyone's gonna get it. As um the people that like that the at risk people, you know, if they're vaccinated, I'm all down. It's a person's choice. I still practice, safe precautions. Why? Because I'm a little anal retentive that way.
But if you're anal
you know,
retentive, then
But I don't
did
go to
that
other people's homes, like I don't go visit anybody and I don't let anybody that comes visits me unless I know and they can prove their chain of, I don't know, custody of their bodies.
Okay, so okay, let me ask you this: how are they going to prove that by showing a vaccination card?
Well, no, they're not, but it's the people that I like come over, I know where
Hmm.
they've been and, they're pretty much isolated like I am. And when we go to town, we're just, it's isolated.
Okay, crazy lady, I'm going to ask you to hold on for a second because I know Shy Lady has a couple of things to say about what you just said. Shy Lady.
Well, I do want to say that everyone that gets vaccinated doesn't mean that you're protected, because I know my daughter said that some friends that she has, like I said, she's in her 20s. Her friends are young in their 20s. That a few of them have gotten COVID again. So just because you're vaccinated doesn't mean you're not going to get it again. I think you had mentioned that. Correct me if I'm wrong, crazy lady. I think you had mentioned that if you get vaccinated, you can't get it. But I thought that's what I heard. But you can.
Yeah, that's that's what everyone's theory is, I guess. It's just a really really bad flu. That's what COVID is. I believe
I'm
and they're
not
trying to
sure.
population control us.
Well,
It could be so many things.
it's it's um it's I think it's way worse because people are like for instance uh, one of my family members grandmother died in 3 days, and this woman is like 87 years old, had been healthy prior to that from what I understand. So it's not just the flu because lots of people get the flu and they don't die. This is on steroid level as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and you also have that little 5-year-old. Where was he from? I want to say he was in Colorado, but I think I'm probably wrong. Who, like your son, said that he didn't feel well, he had a headache, whatever, and within 3 days, he was gone, and he was 5. So I mean, I don't know. It's okay. Let me ask this, crazy lady. Do you think that COVID has become political?
I do.
Yes,
I do. I'm sorry.
I
You said
do. I do. Yeah, it has become political.
Now, it
I
has that
very
be
much so.
now is now has that played into some of your reasoning for waiting for FDA approval and not getting vaccinated?
Yes and no. Just let you know that, and this is just my personal opinion. I don't support our government on any tier. I think it's all corrupted, and it needs to be kicked out on its butt, and the citizens take it back over and place for real people that care about our country
So, okay, are you saying when you say you don't trust the government, you're saying trust the government on any level, no matter who's in office?
on any level, from the
Okay.
federal government down to state government down
And you're
to
also talking about
local.
party too, that you don't trust either party or whatever party's in
Nope,
office. Okay.
nope, I do not.
Okay. Okay.
I don't. I don't support our
So,
government.
okay,
I
so
support
let
our citizens, but not the government.
so let me ask you this then. COVID came out last January, or it was here in January. A lot of people didn't start finding out about it until March. What would you have done if you were in charge? How would you have handled it?
Um, I don't know. I've never got asked that question. I would have to look at all the facts and where they didn't lock when they locked down the country, they didn't lock it all down at one time. It was like
Hmm.
the East Coast was locked down way before the West Coast, and our borders weren't shut down like the way they should have been. If you're going to do lockdown, do a lockdown. But
Well, actually, California was the first state to lock down.
yeah, but it just it was kind of a good plan, but it wasn't executed right, and
Well, do you think
I don't
the
know.
execution came that it wasn't executed correctly because when you have 50 states, you have 50 people in charge, whereas it should have been just a federal mandated everybody locked down, no matter where you are, you just lock it down. So okay, and
Yeah,
you're saying, yeah, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
lock it down, do it for real. Don't play around. Don't pussyfoot. Uh, you know it.
Okay, so crazy lady, let me ask you this. Were you ever a smoker?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm still technically a smoker,
Okay,
but
so
way less.
you remember when they started saying you cannot smoke in buildings?
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, so why do you think that smoking in buildings, and when they came out with the seatbelt law and what have you, why do you think it wasn't put in a on a political platform the way COVID was?
Uh,
And I ask, and the reason why I'm asking this because I
the
really
smoking,
also, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
um, the smoking in buildings because it was, I think it was like a proven health issue for the non-smokers because the nicotine stuff stays on the walls,
Hmm.
on the furniture and whatnot. Um, and yeah, I think that was like, where I kind of looked at it. It's like, okay, yeah, logically, I can see, I look at logically, people when they're sitting down eating their dinner don't want to, have a drift of, smoke coming
Right.
toward them,
Right.
especially if they don't smoke. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And I was always down for the common courtesy thing, but
Okay, but at the same time, when you look at people who cough, and
mhm.
it's been proven how far a cough can fly. How far it goes and what have you. So when you look
Yeah,
at something like COVID or the flu or something, and people are hacking and coughing and they're not covering their mouth, then what's the difference between being around somebody that's coughing and being around somebody that's blowing nicotine?
right, exactly. I don't go out. See, I don't understand. I don't go out if I'm sick. I don't go out. I don't go infect other people. You know, I don't do it. It's not safe. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for them. You
Okay.
know,
Shy lady, I'm going to ask you the same question. Why do you think smoking in buildings and seatbelt laws and what have you were not on a political level the way COVID is? I'll say COVID and NASCAR. I'll put it like that because they kind of go hand in hand.
Um, I think probably because the COVID situation is it's a pandemic, so there's a lot of countries that don't adhere to our laws of smoking. There's Asian countries and some Middle Eastern countries that don't view smoking as we do. That they can smoke in public places.
Right.
Um, they don't view that. Even when I uh, was on vacation in the Dominican Republic, the hotel I stayed in, you couldn't smoke, but other parts like the beach and there's parts of the beach and even parts of the boat I was on, people were smoking, and I was kind of surprised. I'm like, and this smoke, it was so strong. There was this man way at the other end. It's like he was right next to me. But I say that to say that some countries, I believe that it wasn't political because it's not a pandemic. That's just my view. Maybe that's why, because it's actually a pandemic. It's, the whole world is affected. I don't know.
So, to both of you, I ask you, what do you think is going to take to crush COVID, not just on a national level, but on an international level? And do you think that it will be, or do you think that we'll always be living with some type of COVID?
it's here to stay
And why do you say that?
because it's like, hey, it's the Pandora's box. Once Pandora's out, you can't stick it back in. It becomes too big
Okay,
unless they like isolated the virus and
but so crazy lady, I'm asking you this. So, if you want to isolate the virus and get rid of it, then you have to get vaccinated. Don't you think that
yeah,
would
but
help?
they can't do that because it's already mutated supposedly. So
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's
yeah, it
already out of Pandora's already out of
has.
its box.
Okay. So, shy lady, what do you think? Do you think that it's here to stay, or do you think that we'll get rid of it, or what?
I got mixed thoughts on that because just like the measles and the mumps, we had vaccines. When we were kids, we had to get that chicken pox. I don't know anyone that's getting. I know that they still do, but I don't know anyone that's getting the mumps and the measles anymore. I know
Right.
a few cases a few years ago, somebody got chicken pox, but part of me feels like that it will. go away. But then again, the flu has never gone away.
Well, the flu is not the same strain every year. The flu mutates every year, so that's why you have to. That's why they want you to get a flu shot every year because it mutates.
Now, if COVID mutates, then probably not. We'll probably
And
have
well,
it.
I mean,
We'll
it
probably
is
have it.
because
Well, then
it
we'll probably
is.
we'll be stuck with it forever then, like the flu.
Yeah, because I already told you that we have what
Yeah,
the beta, gamma, and by
yeah,
the way,
yeah.
I did send you that article, the beta, gamma, alpha,
I'm gonna read it.
whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's here to stay. Then it's here to stay, just like the flu. It's here to stay.
okay, crazy
Unfortunately,
lady, you've never had a flu shot. Okay, I know people who have never had a flu shot and they never get sick. I mean, I don't get sick, but and my son, he's 21, he hasn't been sick since he was 4, but every year we're getting our flu shot.
you know what? I
You
have to
know?
say this, solid blue sister. I gotta say this. I never in my life had the flu, and we're the same age. I've only had the flu one time in my life, and that was 5 years ago. It's the only time I ever had it. And when I got it, I got it. I was like down for 5 days straight. Couldn't get out of bed. Had a temperature of 103. But the only reason why I didn't get it is because that same nurse who was giving me, um, um, taking my temperature and stuff, told me, "Oh, I got the flu last year. I still got it." And I was
What?
like, "Yeah, she's a nurse. A nurse actually told me that." And I said, "What?" I said, "That's why I don't get it." I said, "Because why go through this and I still can get it?" But I just never got it. But
Okay,
but
chronic
thank
bronchitis
God
for a couple of years.
I haven't had the flu in 5 years though.
Well, I will say that I've only had the flu once also, and I know I can tell you when it was. It was in 1988, and it knocked me down. I mean, I was out of work, and I was like flat on my back, and then I had that cough that lasted for like another 2 weeks, whatever. And I mean, it was bad, but when they started coming out with flu shots and what have you, I'm just one of those people. I'm gonna go get the flu shot. I'm gonna get this. I get physicals every year. I just do. I get my mammograms and what have you. That's
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's that's just
yeah.
me. You
Mammograms
know.
and yearly checkups. I get those. I
Yeah,
definitely get
yeah,
those. But yeah,
yeah, and I get my eyes checked every year. And get my insurance allows me to get new glasses every 2 years. 88 a year before the wall went down. Yep. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think COVID is here to stay. I will be in a mask probably until the day I die. I have no problem. No problem with that whatsoever. My husband laughs at me every time I walk out the house because I am one of those people. I have on gloves too, because people are just nasty. I mean, you go to the grocery store and you're trying to put in your pin number and stuff. You don't know how many people have been touching that thing and where their hands have been. Nope, not me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And yes,
you're
I have
absolutely
my
right. There are
hands.
nasty people in this
There
world. They
are,
really are.
there
Really.
are, you
Yep.
know, and and again, I'm getting off topic, so you all can tell me to stop or whatever. But I'm getting off topic here. But I remember about 7 years ago, 48 Hours did um it was either 2020 or 48 Hours. I want to say it was probably 2020. They did a show on bacteria. And actually, it was more than 7 years ago. It had to be about 10 years ago because I remember when I started doing certain things. They were talking about that when you go to like a doctor's office or something, or you're doing something where you have to sign in and you pick up that pen, they went to various places and just saw the amount of bacteria that is on the pen that you're using to sign in with. And everything seemed to have fecal matter on it. And ever since then, I always carry pens. I always have a blue pen, a black pen, and a red pen. And whenever I have to sign something, I always say, "Hold on, let me get my pen." I get my own pen, and if people ask me, "Oh, can I borrow your pen?" I tell them, "No." You don't know. And again, that's another reason about movie theaters. They were talking about that the 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 amount of bacteria and again fecal matter that are on the seats of the movie theaters. That the seats are have more bacteria and more disgusting than the floor and the cup holders. And that's just so disgusting to me. That's so disgusting to me. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Between the ATM and the debit pad and everything like that, people are just nasty. They are, ugh, I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I am done.
I agree, and that's why I carry hand sanitizer with me in my purse, several bottles, in case
I
one
mean,
runs
you
out.
have your hand sanitizer, but nothing beats good old soap and water.
Oh yeah, I'm saying when I'm out, I can't always get access to that when I go
Right, right.
pump
No, you're
gas at the
right.
gas station. Yeah, yeah, I
Now,
totally
see, now
agree.
pumping gas at the gas station, even before COVID, for years, I always put on gloves. Always, I will not touch that pump unless I have on gloves. But I am going to look up that show because it's a really interesting show, and they were swabbing some of everything. They were swabbing so many things, and it again the one main constant with everything was fecal matter.
I remember that show. I believe they also did the hotels as well, and they talked
Yes,
about the comforters, all
right.
the stuff, and all the stuff that's on comforters. Yeah,
Yeah, and they
I
said
remember
no
that.
matter if whether you're in a five-star hotel or a one-star hotel, they're all disgusting. And that's why some people, take their own sheets when they go places, what have you. But I mean, even using and again, this may sound silly, but even using things like soap, in our house, we don't share soap. We never have, and when I was growing up, we never shared soap. My mother always was like, you have your bar of soap, you have your bar of soap, you have your we never shared soap. So, shy lady, do you think I'm just a total cootie freak?
No,
No.
because I don't. I mean, we share. I have hand soap, pump soap, but as far as like, I have my own body wash. My husband has his own body wash, so that no, I don't share that. But hand pump soap at the sink, yeah, I have that. That we
Well, I mean,
share.
the hand pumps soap, yes, but I'm talking about bar soap.
Oh no, no, like I said, I have my own body wash. It's a pump, and my husband has his own. We use different brands, so no, we don't share the same thing. Nope.
So, crazy lady, what do you think?
Um, this is me, my husband, and your, yeah, he has his own soap, and I have my own soap. Uh, just because, like, well, he's a mechanic, so he has, he actually takes dish soap in the shower with him.
Right, right. No, no, I understand.
But I do, I'm a firm believer in bleach. I love bleach, and I have a little sprayer in the shower room that
Hmm.
I spray down before I get in the shower and before I get out. And when I get out of the shower, I spray down with bleach, and I have a little scrubber on a stick thingy,
Hmm.
and I wipe everything down.
I do keep. I call it Clorox water. I keep a spray bottle of Clorox water in my car. I mix some Clorox and water, and I have a spray bottle that I um, spray down my seats and what have you. And
See,
there are a
you're
couple
not
of times,
insane. Neither am I. We're
you
good.
know, and there are times when I've taken my car in, to get to the shop or whatever, and I spray it down whatever, and I don't I don't spray my shower down before and after, but what I do, which I have done, which I find it helps, is Dawn dish detergent, you can use it for some of everything. And when I
Yes.
get out of the shower, I always just I squirt Dawn on my shower floor and I just leave it. But then when I get into the shower the next time, when I turn the shower on before I get on, it's kind of like washing the shower, whatever, the shower floor. And I find that my shower stays cleaner. I'll put like that, cleaner, like that. But I do wash my dishes sometimes in a little bit of Clorox water. I will wash my dishes, with that. Um, I am someone who, I have this thing about skin. I have this thing about skin, and I do not use the same washcloth. Like some people will use the same washcloth for like a week or a couple of days or whatever. Every time
Ew.
I wash my face,
Ew.
I use a different washcloth. I have cotton washcloths, and I've gotten my son into that habit because washcloths have germs or what have you. Um, I've also have disposable washcloths that I got from some some Chinese people that they sent me, and I love them. I keep those in my car or whatever. But when it comes to my face and stuff, I am not using the same. The washcloth that I used that morning is not the same one that I'm using in the evening. I will get another
Yep.
one.
Yeah, totally agree. I learned that years ago. Totally agree on that.
I hate to see, and it grosses me out. I don't know if you all do it or not, but it grosses me out when I see people, if they're in their kitchen and you're washing your dishes with the dishcloth, and then you're wiping down your counters or your tables with that same. You have one for wiping down and one for the for the dishes, and even then I'm still changing them. So I don't know. I'm just somebody that I look at people, and literally I'll be in the store and I'm like, that is so gross. It's so gross. I'm just looking at people, or ew, just I don't know.
I'm like
You
a
all.
crazy lady. I'm a big proponent of bleach because I use a lot of chicken. I cook a lot of chicken because I'm trying to get away from red meat. So I do a lot of chicken. So whenever I'm handling chicken, I use gloves. And if I don't have gloves, I got to use my hands because I have to use knives to cut it and stuff. I got bleach with me. I have a spray
Yeah.
bottle of bleach. So I'm really big on bleach, real big on that because I'll wipe down my counters using I don't use different dish towels
Mm-hmm.
like you do, Solid Blue Sister, but I will put that bleach. I have like real nice, all 100% cotton towels, dish towels, and I'll just run the sink and put some bleach in the dish Dawn in there. And that's how I clean mine. I soak them in bleach for a little while because I don't use different dish towels. I just use basically because I have a tablecloth, so I don't have to wipe my table down. So I have a tablecloth, but my
Mm-hmm.
countertops, I use the same thing like, as I do with my dishes because, like I said, I soak them in bleach. So
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
I do. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's my
Well,
method.
it seems like we're kind of on the same you were kind of on the same page there, and I know you're not a dog lover, but I have three, and once again, because I have dogs, it's like I'm constantly washing my hands because you pet one, you got to pet the other. They all come, whatever, and I'm constantly vacuuming my floor or mopping, whatever. But you know, um, I don't know. Just again, people are just are just nasty, and I just like to err on the side of caution. But anyway, I am at my hour. You guys, this has been a very interesting conversation, and I enjoy both of you. So thank you so much for showing up. And Shy Lady, thank you for giving me the topic, even though we always veer off topic for something else.
We do usually.
we, we always veer off topic. But tomorrow, I will have something else to talk about, and we can disagree or agree, whatever. But again, thank you for coming. I am Solid Blue Sister. This is my turn to talk. Speak your truth, and I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, enjoy your week, your rest of your day, everyone, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.